Let's get to it.
Okay, YouTube, what's going on? Mesa Fail back at it with some Destiny. All right, guys, we're going to talk about the dreaded four-letter acronym, SBMM, skill-based matchmaking. Lately, there's been a lot of hubbubaloo, right? Is that what it's called? Hubbubaloo? All over Twitter and Reddit and everywhere about skill-based matchmaking, and that skill-based matchmaking is in Destiny PvP, and it's ruining everyone's experience. Oh, God forbid the MLG pros have to fight people of the same skill. I feel so bad for them. No, that's just me being facetious there. But let's talk about it, because it actually was addressed from Carroll, from Bungie. I know it's being a little snarky, and that word's going to come up soon. Just, guys, it gets exhausting when all the MLG pros and the pub stompers complain that they're tired of playing against other people as good as them. They want to beat up on us. Me. Filthy casuals. That gets exhausting. That pushes people away. I'm sorry. I've seen it done in other games before. When you cater to the minority, all right? So let's say this. I know I'm babbling through this, but this is a rant. So you take the majority, right? Which I'm going to go on a limb and generalize and say that the majority are average like me. I'm a 1.14 KDR. Proud to say it. I stink on ice, okay? Average at best. And then you've got the minority, which are the pub stars, okay? They just want to beat up on people all day long. However, when a game favors skill over connection, that's when you get a lag fest. And I gotta be frank, I've been seeing probably every game at least 1 to 2 red bars. I always give the disclaimer, I'm in New York City, I'm on the East Coast, I don't have that much issues with lag. Probably because there's a lot of people to connect to. Remember back in the Black Ops 2 days, it would show you a map of the whole world and where everyone was. And where I was in New York, the whole Northeast was all lit up. It was lit up like a Christmas tree. All right, so this whole thing kicks off with Tommy says, "Yo, I'm tired of this hyper-competitive play in the Crucible." There we go. Literally everyone is sweating 24/7. How can I relax and play Crucible? Carroll says, "Try strikes?" I definitely chuckled when I saw that. That's something I would have said. Carroll is, I believe, the senior or lead designer in PvP, along with Lars. I forget who does. I'm pretty sure Derek is Trials in PvP, and I believe Lars is Iron Banner in PvP. I could have that mistaken. Anyway, so of course, Reddit runs right with it and thinks that skill-based matchmaking is how it is right now, that it favors nothing over connection. And I'll actually link the Reddit thread in the description because it's got a zillion comments on it. Now, Derek actually replied on Reddit, and we're going to go through his explanation on how matchmaking works, okay? Shed some more light on this whole thing. You guys know my thoughts and opinions, okay? I feel like it's a double-edged sword, okay? If you favor connection, you get games where you never know who you're going to go up against, and for me, being average, it just pushes people away. I remember, I think it was a few months back when they changed control over to strictly connection or something like that. I'd probably totally have that wrong, but I remember they made some changes to the control playlist, and for me as an average player, it made it unplayable. Every game, I was just getting decimated, okay? And it wasn't fun. What'd it do? Did it make me want to get good scrub? Everyone loves saying that, get good scrub. No, it made me turn it off. It made me go into Rift, okay? I'm going to bring up Star Wars Battlefront for a second here. Do you want to know why I don't play Star Wars Battlefront anymore? Because last time I played it, it was a double score weekend. I was getting great games, having fun, going positive. I have a 1.2 KDR on it. Nothing special, of course. As soon as double score week ended, everyone left and it was only the beasts left, okay? And every game was basically unplayable for me. No fun. So what do? Stop playing Star Wars Battlefront. No more for me. Okay, so let's get into Derek's explanation on how matchmaking worked, okay? I was simply replying to, quote-unquote, "How can I relax and play Crucible?" question, which my answer is relaxation isn't one of the primary goals of the Crucible. I gotta agree with you on that one. Perhaps I was being too snarky, but hey, we all have our days. So here's how the explanation goes. Destiny matchmaking doesn't favor skill over connection. In a nutshell, we attempt to find the best connection within a skill range, and if we can't find a good match, we expand the skill range and try again. If it's taking you minutes to find a match, it's not because we're waiting to find you the perfect skill match, it's because we're having trouble getting you a good connection. We give up on skill almost immediately because it's less important than having low latency. We aren't skill obsessed, but I do believe that the best matches are where both teams are evenly matched. I agree with you 100% there, and have low latency connections. Are you with me on that, at least? No one is saying Destiny matchmaking is perfect, but I'd love to be able to improve with your help, instead of just hearing that skill-based matchmaking is the devil. So, in a nutshell, as he said, in a nutshell, I'm being redundant. That's how it all works right now, guys. We know skill-based matchmaking, if it's solely skill-based and not connection-based, we have Advanced Warfare. And if you played Advanced Warfare, I tapped out in about maybe a week or two. The lag connection was really, really bad, okay? I'm in a mixed boat here, guys. I want good connection, but at the same time, I don't want to play people that's way better than me. I want to mix. At the same time, I can slightly understand how the best players don't want to go up against each other all the time. But, I mean, what does that do for us average casual players? I know for me, if I have to go into games over and over and over against people that are just decimating me, I'm gonna turn the game off. I'm not gonna play it anymore. So there is a fine line between skill and connection based, you know. I know one thing everyone's gonna say, well, they need dedicated servers. Well, is that ever really gonna happen? Maybe in the next Destiny title, perhaps? I don't know. I recall Call of Duty Ghosts. They said that they were going to have dedicated servers, and I'm pretty sure we didn't have dedicated servers. I tapped out on Ghosts after a couple months. You know, I actually liked Call of Duty Ghosts for maybe the first maybe 3 or 4 months, and looking back on it, that it was total boots on the ground, even though the maps were just too big, and the voice acting and the gun sounds were terrible. It was actually a pretty fun game. I don't know. I'm not into the latest CODs with all the... You know what? I like the verticality and all that sort of stuff within Destiny. I don't want that in a Call of Duty. That's why with this next Infinite Warfare thing, I'm probably going to get it just for the Modern Warfare remaster, but I don't really want the Space Age COD. That's a whole other tangent. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section regarding this whole thing. What's been your experience lately? Okay, are you one of those top 1%ers who are just sick and tired of playing against other top 1%ers? Does that bug you? Tell us why, okay? I hear where you're coming from. But at the same time, you got to look at, okay, you got the majority of players and you have the minority of players. I'm going to go ahead and generalize, once again, that the minority are the top 1%, okay? There's not that many of them around, the beasts. But they're the most vocal. They're the ones with YouTube channels. They're the ones that are on Twitch. They're the ones that are streaming PvP all the time, okay? I don't know, guys. Even though I'm a hardcore player, I try to speak for the average casual players, but that's just me. So that's it for me and my babble. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a like in this video only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at Mesa. Check out my stream, usually on YouTube. That's it. I'm out of here like Vladimir. And yes, I know I say that I'm average, and I am average. This was just a pure luck game. I get just a blessed lobby. And of course, Mayhem Clash with the Hunter Gunslinger. You can't lose. Bye.